Everybody. Well, I sent out a text, or Rhonda sent out a text from me last week to answer some of the questions that I'm sure we all have about when we're going to be meeting together again now that we're in this kind of new reopening stage. Now, just to start, churches have never been required to stop meeting. It's just been suggested. There's never been any kind of regulation in our state set over churches to cease meeting. But in wanting to respect our city leaders and also wanting to steward well the lives of those that gather together to meet with us, we decided to not meet. And the Lord has guided us in every step of this process. And He has guided us and given us the ideas and the creativity. He's given individuals like my wife and like Steve, our sound guy. He's given them guidance and direction on how to make this time as good as it can be and still allow for us to have some kind of meeting as a body. And so that's been through our online service stuff, and we've been very grateful for that. But I said that we as a staff are going to be meeting to come up with a creative solution for how we can gather together again. And that's what we did. We met and we talked and we threw out ideas and we entertained one specific idea and just really left our conversation not totally at peace with anything that we had discussed as far as a way to get us back in person together again. Not discouraged from doing it, but just not at peace with anything that we had discussed. And so we just left it there, and we all pursued and sought the Lord that He would give guidance and direction to what He would have us do. And in the night for me, following our meeting, I know in the night for Jay and Randy, in our conversation following the next day, and Deb and my wife and Darby, really in our conversations following the next day that I had with everyone, it just became very clear that the Lord was saying what we needed to be doing. We just weren't totally listening. And now this may not be what everybody wants to hear, but what the Lord has very clearly stated, that what He would have this body, this house do, is to wait and to remain patient on gathering together again in person. It is not yet, is what He has told us. He has asked us to remain patient. Now, we have been and will forever be a Spirit-led church. We operate in the Spirit, we recognize that, and we submit to His leading, and we only desire as a staff and as a body to operate in obedience and to only move when the Lord says to move, and only step where He highlights for us to step. And so right now, what He's asked us to do is wait and remain patient. And so I think that's very timely, because if you remember the word that He spoke on Sunday, the word that He had for us, He was highlighting what He's doing in this time and what He's doing in the heart of the individual. And so if He's doing that in the heart of the individual and He's working in this time, how He has instructed us that He is, how He has told us and shed a light for us to see, to bring us understanding in how He's moving right now. If He's done that just less than a week ago, showed us those things, and then He's asked us to remain patient and wait, that means He is still in the business of doing those things right now. And us gathering together again is not what He has for us yet, because He's still working in the lives of the individual. He's still establishing something in the homes of families. He's still establishing something in the communities through the individual that is necessary to be established and received before our corporate gathering happens again. And so I embrace that with joy. I'm excited because, like I said, like the Lord highlighted, that each day that we don't get to meet with one another, that is another victory in the life of the individual. So that means that each day that we don't get to meet, the day that we do get to meet, just becomes greater and greater and greater. And so we will remain faithful to what the Lord has given us to do, and that is to be patient and wait. I was having a conversation um, with some of you in our body yesterday, and just how I would I would rather us wait on the Lord to give us guidance and direction while everybody else is meeting, even if life returns to normal. But the Lord has said, remain still. Don't meet yet. Whatever that is, if He would tell us to do that, even when life returns to normal, I pray that we would find ourselves so willing to be obedient in that time. And so, again, I know this is hard. It's hard for me to not be with you. It is hard for my family to not be with you. Every Sunday, my boys ask if we get to go to church. And we do get to go to church. It's just different. And so they're ready. They're ready to be with their friends. I'm ready to be with my friends and to see you all again. But we as a church will operate in unity to the Spirit of God. We will only move in rhythm to His heartbeat, not of our own accord, and not because of anything else that anyone around us is doing. We will remain steadfast and obedient to what the Lord shows us to do, and right now it is to wait. So I'd ask you to continue to live with an open hand, an open heart, that the Lord could continue to pour into you. And as He pours into you, that it would freely flow out of you. That you would continue to be partakers of this river, people that live in the river with it flowing into them and flowing immediately out. And so, anyways, that is my encouragement for you today. I love you. I pray blessing over each and every one of you. I can't wait for us to gather together again, but I also am so excited that the Lord is moving in the way that He's moving in our communities right now. I am blessed that we get to be a part of what He's doing in this time, and that you've been anointed and appointed for such a time as this. And all He's asking you to do right now is remain faithful and wait. And that just gets me excited, because that just means with each new day He is building something so beyond our comprehension. And He's allowed us and He's called us to be a part of it. And so continue to build in the place that He's called you to build. Continue to be who He's called you to be in the place that He's called you to be that. So I love you. I pray shalom over you, and just hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And we'll talk to you on Sunday. See ya.